Well, hello everybody, and welcome to another wonderful episode of Derp Your Hooves. And today we are taking off from Ensenada International Airport, and we're going to LAX in the Fly By Wire A320. So this is not the simulators, the ASOBO A320. This is the A320 released by Fly By Wire that is loved by many. And we have installed Sim Update 8. And I tried flying it around somewhere else. Had some issues. So we have set ourselves up here, and we got our little circle ring. Let's put some fuel in it, right? Let's make sure we have enough fuel. Half an hour flight shouldn't need even 53% fuel. So that should be good. When I zoom out, see, I get my ring of fuel. So, I mean, we've definitely got more than enough, gas to get where we're going. But let's see if the autopilot's working. So anyhow, I just wanted to say, because I mentioned this before, we're going to be landing at LAX airport, and I just kind of grabbed a runway map so I know, see, 24 right and 24 left, and all your different runways, so that when we get there, we know where we're going. So please forgive me here. I'm just trying to back the plane up. I'm going to use the thrust reversers here at one point. I want every foot of runway to take off with this plane. So I think that's good enough. We're at the back of the runway, and now we can get ready to take off.
Tower Derp Pony Plane 2870, continue for west departure.
Derp Plane 2870, leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
Tower Derp Pony Plane 2870, frequency change.
So, now my question here is going to be, what am I doing wrong? Because, don't get me wrong, I've flown this aircraft before. I have. And if I remember correctly, it was just as simple as selecting the flight plan. But I don't see this thing banking or anything. I mean, I don't see it banking. I don't. We're just kind of going in a straight line, and we're not even on course. We're like way off course. And we got the flight director selected. So I'm not sure. Auto throttle's on. Autopilot 1 is selected. Let's try Autopilot 2, maybe. I mean, I don't know. So that didn't make any difference. Back to Autopilot 1. Nope. I'm not exactly sure here, but, you know, we're just gonna manually fly this thing in. But, you know, to me, this does not seem to be working. I mean, it does, you know, fly in a straight line. So I suppose that I could kind of aim the plane in the direction that I'm headed in, and then just hit autopilot and just kind of keep an eye on it. But I mean, that kind of takes the fun away. Let's get rid of that auto throttle too, because we don't really need it. And by the way, it fights you on that too. It's going to bring the auto throttle back. So I mean, I know where I am ish. And I still got a long way to go. It looks like I'm over San Diego. San Diego? Yeah, I'd say I'm close to San Diego. But I mean, it's not even sticking to the flight plan when I hit autopilot. And I flew this thing the other day. I tried to fly a simple loop, you know, just in a circle. And it just wasn't having it. So, you know, I don't want it to sound like a complaint, but it is kind of a complaint, you know, when this is kind of the thing, and lots of people, you know, it's on the fence. I mean, I love the fact that this new flight sim is so, you know, nice graphically, and everything looks so crisp and kind of realistic from a distance, because you know what happens when you get in close with that photogrammetry, you know, starts with a G. I don't know, you know, for the Bing graphics. Some people say, you know, use the Google graphics, use the Google Map graphics, and I gotta say, and I don't know, I still think that you know, all in all, the graphics are really great. But yeah, I mean, we keep having these issues here when we're having our updates that you know, certain features don't seem to work. Now, I mean, maybe this is going to really bite me in the ass, and that's fine too. If someone says, hey, no, you know, the autopilot on this version actually works like this, and you can put that in the comments, totally, you know, because I'm not really a big jumbo jet kind of guy. Not really my thing. I think I've said it once before. Uh, they remind me of driving like a 1970s Lincoln Town car, you know, and that's just kind of not my thing. I don't like big, squishy, floaty planes that, fly like, you know, it's like a wet sponge. Have you ever seen something that's just spongy? I mean, I've always been kind of that person who, even with my cars, I'd rather have something that's kind of like tight and grippy than just, I mean, that's how I'd compare it. Kind of like, you know, some of the smaller aircraft are definitely more nimble, and of course it's their size, and they kind of, they're reactive. The jumbo jets, including this one, they're just not, I mean, they're squishy. And it takes quite a different amount of skill to land one of these things than it does to land something like an F-16 or a Cessna. But, and, we'll see. I may not make the landing. This is actually a challenge for me. This is just not something I normally fly. Although, when they're working right, I mean, I think it's a great plane. I flew this a few times since I downloaded it, and I know it's a freeware project, so, I mean, people, it's free. You really shouldn't complain about it, and, okay, I guess there's a valid point in that. I really shouldn't complain about something that's free. I didn't pay for it, but I mean, I would pay for it, if it was totally up to date. And I also get this too, and this is something that I'm going to say, and, it's my opinion, but there are some of the developers that are in the loop with Microsoft or ASOBO, and there are some that aren't, and it may not necessarily be, there could be favoritism going on. But, I mean, it would be great if, ASOBO would, like, release notes. Do they? Release, like, total developer notes and be like, this is how we changed the flight model. And by the way, we changed these other things about the simulator. And, we just want to let you know that these are the values and just how they changed it. Because you're opening up something for third-party developers, which is one of the great things that was always about this sim, for a long time, is that people could make their own planes, and, we wouldn't have to wait just for ASOBO to release them. And, I mean, knowing what's wrong with it would be helpful. So, again, I don't have any affiliation with these third-party developers or anyone else. So, I mean, maybe I'm totally wrong. Oh, let's kill those flaps. We're going too fast. Speed brake it. Like an F-15. We'll just throw on our spoilers to slow down. Like Goose and Mav in Top Gun, man. Hit the air brake, Mav! Yeah, okay, so got that out of my system. Anyhow, so coming up here somewhere is going to be Los Angeles International Airport. And by the way, thank you for flying Derpy's Discount Airlines. You get what you get. You get more than free peanuts. Sometimes you get a free lesson in terror. But hey, I appreciate you flying with me. So I don't know. I mean, we'll see. Maybe I can land it, but I'm kind of convinced that, the autopilot's not working, and I don't want to fidget it with it, because then I really am going to crash. And, I mean, I would at least like to attempt to make a landing. And you didn't activate the little flight pad. No, the flight pad doesn't seem to do much either. No. maybe I'm just cheap, but I'm not gonna spend all my money on all kinds of things. So, I think it's great there's services and you could pay for some of these services to definitely, if you're a hardcore simulator, I mean, cool. Hardcore sim, or maybe you're a professional pilot and you're like, I really enjoy this sim, and of course I'm going to pay for it. But there are some of us who live on the standard American wage system, which is not always great, and that's why I started Derpy's Discount Airlines, right? For the average person who just can barely afford to pay the rent, and make those car insurance payments. No more $500 airline tickets, but what could go wrong? So, anyhow, well, let's see. We're still not near LAX. We got a ways to go. So I guess I could ramble some more about this. And I know I'm kind of wobbling the stick. I mean, hey, so let's stop complaining. I mean, really, it's a fun airplane to fly. So, looks like the auto throttle worked. And I think I also mentioned it in some of my other more recent videos. I ended up completely reinstalling the sim, but I ended up completely reinstalling the sim because I decided to reinstall Windows, because sometimes you have to reinstall Windows. But when I did that, it seems that and reinstalling the sim, to be honest with you guys, I know it takes forever, but every now and then, and just hear me out, from something I might know something a little bit about, sometimes software gets really corrupted, and it's not about what you've done to it, it's just software gets really corrupted. And sometimes performing a clean reinstall makes all the difference. Come on, I hit the air brakes, right? I deployed the spoilers. What's your deal? And I'm pulling the throttle back. Okay, well, anyhow. I'm so busy jabbering on that I'm not paying attention to my airspeed. So, anyone out there who really likes flying the airliners, the jumbos, even if you're not a professional pilot, I don't want you guys to think that I'm picking on you, because I'm not. It's just, preferences. I just don't find these things as much fun as, smaller planes. So, but I mean, I will say, the landings in these things can be brutal, man. Just brutal. Well, so I know I'm getting close to LAX, because there's that naval island all the way in the background with Catalina. So, coming up on it, and looks like the Port of Long Beach is coming up. So, maybe I should talk to the virtual robot here and find LAX, unless I'm too far out, because I'd really like to know where I'm going, so I can make that big, long, wide turn that's like 50 miles long. Miramar, huh? Well, I guess we really are quite a distance from LAX. Anyhow. Oh, really? So it seems to me, there you go. Is it skipping? No, we got LAX. Cool. Right, so there we go. Full stop
Los
landing.
Angeles Tower Derp Pony plane 2870 is
44 miles.
southeast, 14,500 feet with Gulf to land.
Derp plane 2870, Los Angeles Tower. Altimeter 30 decimal 00, wind 240 at 12. Fly left base runway 25 right.
25 right. So that would be heading west. So we'd want to start heading east. So 25 right. So let's drop the ATC and let's just bring our map up. See, this is what I was talking about. So, I mean, you can do it old school. You can buy all kinds of programs and 25, what did we say, 25 right? Yeah, I think we did. I don't remember. Really? 25 right. Yeah, 25 right. Okay. So, 25 right it is. So, let's go back to our program. There we go, photos. And take a look. 25 right. So, now, there we go, 25 right. So it's going to be this set of runways, not those. That's 24, that's 25. Alrighty, and north is that way. So, let's see, we're flying north, right? So we want that runway. Got it. And we'll just drag that right back down here. Now, let's see. 25 right and 25 left. Remember, everybody, it's 25 right. And what's my altitude anyways? I at 14,000? Yeah, some kind of low, I guess. I guess we could just stay at 14,000, right? By the way, that's, Catalina off to our left there, like I said. So, I mean, that's kind of what I was saying, is these graphics, at a distance, they're great. And when people actually take their time to do some, texturing and 3D modeling and make some of these add-ons and improvements for the sim, I mean, even some of the freeware ones, and I've, shown them in the previous videos I've done, they're really good. Some of them are really good. Some of them are, pretty good. Could use some improvement, but, for the most part, they're really, really good. And that definitely helps with the close-up stuff. So, I'm actually going to try and position myself for 25 right. And, oh, look, I'm losing airspeed. Oh, my bad. Give it a little bit of fuel, not too much gas. This big old Ford LTD in the sky. Lincoln Town Car, that was the other one. Now, if anyone remembers, if anyone's ever had the privilege, because it's a privilege to drive, of driving those cars, man, I don't know, again, like driving on a sponge. Don't even try and take a corner in something like that, because it's just going to be bad. And I don't even know how the police, had like the 80s and 90s, like Ford LTDs. Oh, that's right, they were modified. But still, I mean, what would you rather be driving? Would you rather be driving, say, like I don't know, like a Corvette, or, a Ford LTD? Big old Lincoln Town Car. An old Lincoln Town Car. Maybe one that's even a little neglected and has like some worn out shocks and it's just riding on the springs. So it's even more, because it's that big, heavy boat car with the hood. That the small animal killing hood. I mean, you just can't see anything, past a certain distance. And I mean, if it's just, you can't see it above the hood, it's just It's not there, right? So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I remember this. And I'm not trying to be, like, nasty and, I'm not, like, some kind of, like, you know, animal killing person. I'm just saying, those cars were so dangerous. Wow. Maybe it is your thing too, but just like I'm saying, that's what I feel like I'm in. I have to make these long, long turns. So am I even at the point where I can turn? Yeah. No, and chances are too, it's like someone's gonna take my approach, right? Well, so in today's flight sim, we're going to be ignoring the fake air traffic controller if they tell us to go around. Now, in real life, I would say definitely go around, but in this, we all know that nothing's going to happen. Same thing if I crash. No one's really going to die, are they? Right. So, there's LAX there, and we're going too fast, so cut all the way back on the throttle. And again, like I said, everybody, thank you for flying Derpy's Discount Airlines. And let's give it some flaps, too. Yeah, fine. You're gonna beep at me. So we're just gonna silence that. I know what I'm doing. I can rip the wings off this plane any day. Trust me. Yeah, so... Hey everybody, I think this is gonna be one of those bad approaches. You can't really put the thrust reverse on this high up, can you? No, you can't. Well, that's a good thing, I guess. And that's the other thing, too. Like in the ASOBO version... yeah, anyways, right? Well, hey, this is really, again, not the way to be landing things. And, hey, if I had passengers on board, like actual passengers... Well, I mean, I guess you guys count as passengers. You'd be like, that little kid that wants to go in the cockpit, and it's like, sure, Timmy, come on in. By the way, that was a good movie, Airplane. So, but you know what I mean. Oh, look. I've also noticed, like, there's, like, a memory leak in Windows 10 or something. So... Anyhow, it looks like, we're cutting back. And didn't I just deploy some spoilers here? Let's see, I thought I did. Whatever, well, the flaps are full. So, let's go look, yeah. Spoilers are deployed in full. So, I'm really trying to slow this thing down. And I'm hoping at some point the air traffic controller is going to chime in. So, 25. Now, and here's the other thing, too. So, I've got a pair of runways. And, see, now it makes total sense to me why 24 would be the pair of runways on the left, and 25 would be the pair of runways on the right. And, so, as I fly, I learn, and as you fly, you'll learn. But, oh, no. 200 knots. This is not an F-15 or, like, a starfighter. So... what's our altitude anyways? 5,000. Well, I'd say that's pretty good. And at what point should you determine your top of descent? I don't know. I just kind of go with it.
Los Angeles Tower, Spirit Wings 141 Heavy, 14 miles east inbound ILS runway 25 left approach. Spirit Winds 141 Heavy, Los Angeles Tower. Altimeter tree 0 decimal 01 wind 258 at 12. Cleared ILS runway 25 left approach. SEN at 204, follow the aircraft on final.
Wait a minute.
Cleared to land runway 24 right.
Dang it, I'm actually lined up with the wrong runways.
2870, wind 258 at 12. Cleared to land runway 25 right.
Awesome.
Cleared ILS runway 25 left approach, Spirit Wings 141 Heavy. Cleared to land runway 24 right, Athena 204.
going where the map tells me to go. So anyhow, I think we're in trouble, everybody. We're at 180 knots. Let's put the gears down. Yeah. Makes so much noise.
2,500.
Come on. I know what I'm doing. Trust me. I'm not an airline pilot. I fly sims all the time. Come on. Okay, so I'm coming in with my spoilers full flaps. Now, I'm obviously coming in heavy.
1,000.
180. What's the stall speed of this thing anyways? Does anybody know? Oh, there's someone crossing the runway really fast. So I'm guessing. I'm kind of here. Let's see. I'm guessing. What's my altitude? 500 feet? Yeah, I'm too high. I mean, this airport's... Hush, hush. Hush, hush. My gears are down.
200. 200.
Tell me to pull up.
100. 100.
Too low. So let's not bounce
50,
too much, shall we?
40, 30.
Right.
10, 5.
There we go. That's the ground. Okay. So full brakes. And thrust reverse, right? Thrust reverse. There we go. See, I got us on the ground. You got it, boss. So that was fun. Right, now let's get off the runway.
Your Peabody plane 2870, contact ground on 131.975.
Sounds good to me.
SCN at 204, turn next taxiway. SCN at 204, contact ground on 131.075.
Going to 131.975 Derp pony plane
See,
2870.
I told you. I got this.
Going to 131.075, ASIANA
Hmm.
204.
Anyways. So now, normally like if this was like real life, right? I would know like what terminal I'm going to and where to park. But oh hey there. Well, that was rude. Don't you think that was kind of rude? Where's the horn in this thing? Excuse me, mister. You just cut in front of me, mister. Can you believe that?
Spirit winds 141 heavy, turn next taxiway.
Oh. That's a noise I want to go away. Yes, yes. Let me guess, my thrust reversers are on, right? Right. So let's bring those back to 0 throttle without thrust reversers on. And just put on the brakes for a second here and have a look around. And I guess this terminal's just as good as any other terminal, right? Except there's a plane there. Oh,
Spirit winds 141 heavy, turn next taxiway.
this looks like the cargo terminal, too. Look at that, man. And he went and he took my gate from me. Well, yeah, this looks good enough. I mean, like I said, this is Derpy's Discount Airways. So, you know what? Here's how we're doing this one today. We're just gonna use some thrust reverse. Alright. And we're gonna use the magic eye here That really every airline pilot should have. No, we don't need those spoilers anymore, right? Probably even bring the flaps back up. The magic eye. I mean, could you imagine if, like, airline pilots actually had this? And don't steal my idea. I am going to run to the patent office today and make sure that I get all the royalties from it. Right? Right. Don't be stealing my magic eye ideas for airline pilots. Well, as much as I wanted to go park this at the big boy terminal, I just, gate, stair truck. Let's see. Let's see if they send a stair truck out, right? Maybe they'll send a stair truck out for me. That would be cool. I'm not sure exactly how it works. Someone parked the baggage thing right where I want to park. Oh, because it's not a gate, right? Oh, stop at the thrust reversers. Anyhow, so this is kind of my rambling for today. And I'm cheap parking this thing with the magic eye. I guess sometimes when you're in the cockpit too, it helps a little bit. Come on. Bring her in. I mean, if they can park there, I can park here, right? Oh, hold on. This is why they always say stay seated until the plane comes to the gate, right? Because you might be on Derpy's Airlines. And let's just kind of pull it in. It's probably not straight either, but, You're going to continue to beep at me? I know there's a Cessna there. And I seriously doubt that the Navy flies bird dogs anymore. That's pretty close, right? Right, we're kind of in the line. Okay, so we're there. Let's turn those thrust reversers off. That's, like, gonna get on everyone's nerves. Okay. So we're here. Parking brake is set. And let's hit the F key so it centers. And you know what? Let's just do that here. No, that. Which key? That one, right. So we turn to ground. Tune to ground. It's going to say, here we are. And I'm going to say, oh, taxi to gates, taxi to parkings. We have ground services because we're already here. I would like ramp connection.
Ground Derpy pony plane 2870, could you please send a ramp?
Because I'm pretty sure you guys want to get off. No ramp is available. It's sitting right there. Are you serious? Do you see the stair truck? I see the stair truck. So, let's try that again. Ready?
Ground Derpy pony plane 2870, could you please send a ramp?
Derpy pony plane 2870 ramp is on its way.
See, it's right there. Told you so. Well, everybody. So, there we are. And I'll shut the plane down in a little bit. So, thanks for flying, Derpy's Discount Airlines. And if you don't know Spanish, then, you can't really read that that's what it says on the side of the plane. But, now you know, so you learned Spanish today, too. And it was fun flying from Mexico here to Los Angeles International. I'm glad that you all were here for the maiden voyage. And again, I'm happy to take advice on how the autopilot works in this plane so I can know what I did wrong. Because again, I've flown it before, and sometimes you just, set things up in the map and you're scheduled and you go. That's really cool. They just kind of shimmy the stair truck sideways. Someone's got to patent that too. So, it's been fun, everybody. I had a great time. I hope you did too. And, like I said, advice. I'd love to take some advice on, how to use the autopilot in this thing. But, again, Derp your Hooves, Derpy's Discount Airways. Now, you get what you pay for. Tickets are only $50 a seat. So, all right. I look forward to seeing you guys in the skies. Before you go, if you like what you saw, don't forget to like and subscribe.